Like, this is all the things that are fucked up in your soul are here.
Pyro cues. Full run cues. Seems like a lot of things. Fucked up stuff.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
We are totally fucked.
The Chainsmokers have been...
While the Chainsmokers keep ruling the charts week after week, the debut album of Chainsmokers
Chainsmokers have released their debut album, Memories Do Not Open.
You know, I remember we started because we just wanted to be involved in dance music, and we wanted to put on 6 shows.
The goal was never fame. It was just to make the best music we can and have fun performing.
Closer dominating the #1 spot.
12 weeks at #1, a Grammy with their name on it. 3 songs in the top 10. These guys just keep writing the hits.
Being famous is a weird thing.
While the Chainsmokers keep ruling the charts week,
These guys just can't seem to catch a break with the critics.
The Chainsmokers aren't trying to be good, they just want you to think they are. The Chainsmokers suck, their music sucks, their fans are the lowest common denominator.
Lowest common denominator of dance music.
You make music to please people, so when you first get that wave of negativity, it feels like you tried to bake someone a cake and they just threw it in your face.
To a lot of people, it looked like it came easy. They don't know about the 250 shows a year, the 20 hours a day producing music. They killed themselves for 5 years, not knowing that they would ever make it.
Chainsmokers will be embarking on a major arena tour.
Big tour coming up. It's like 39 shows.
If you would have told me that these guys were going to do an arena tour when I met them, I would have said, you're fucking out of your mind. They were nobodies.
Throughout our entire career, we put ourselves in situations that we weren't ready for, and I think we had to figure out what the fuck we were gonna do. This was the first real tour that had a vision, that had a concept. We had this biggest tour we'd ever done, the first album we had ever done. It's just, wow, we're gonna be playing in a room like this every night.
I kind of think we always wanted to get here. Bigger fans, bigger shows, bigger stakes. The album was done probably mid-January.
We were just like, we're gonna write what we want to write about. We're gonna produce it. You know, we played all the instruments on our record, and I was now singing a lot of the songs.
We were just under a lot of pressure. It's not done yet, and we have 10 days to close it. We would work just non-stop on that album.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
And then from then to April, it was just tour prep.
And we can set up individual pads to big boom, boom, you know, to play bass notes with a drumstick. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
A band was something we've always wanted to do that we've never done before. Say the show starts with a DJ booth. Is there a way that there can be a reveal of added instruments? See what I'm saying? The main function of the stage was to have a seamless transition between band and DJ set that was really, aesthetically exciting.
We had these pods above us, at the ceiling of the stage, and they drop all the way down. So we can get on top of it, and it brings you back up to the top.
There probably should be some kind of rig that Alex and I could both use,
Maybe that's the thing that's at the DJ booth.
And then in Miami, it was about all these different areas going into one cohesive idea, and it was really, really stressful.
When we're done with this, Stacey, I wanted to talk to you about the transition into Honest. Instead of doing the whole speech thing, I kind of want to put a kick in and just have the chant start. I know it's not as cool. The tour was definitely bigger than anything we've done before. Playing with a band was just a new experience for us, and I was very anxious about it that whole time. Running to the bright lights, most nights, now or never, always and forever the last day of life. There's a lot going on in the show. We're DJing like we always have, but 40 minutes of the show is a live performance. interested to see how the transitions between the DJ moments and the live band moments work sonically, and if I was a fan that came for a rave, if I would still be entertained, and if I came for a live music show, I wouldn't be overwhelmed by the DJ sets. Half of our fans are dance music fans, and half of them know us from the radio. So we need to entertain everyone. The things that concern me the most, we're actually mixing, we're actually playing instruments. I don't want it to lose the human element. Like without pauses in between the songs, the whole thing seems like it could be on a track and we're all just acting.
It was just like a totally new feeling. Before, it was like I go to the DJ booth and I stay in the DJ booth. This was like, I gotta run around the stage, I gotta run under the stage. I gotta not fall off the DJ booth. Like I get crushed by the booth. The creepers move forward and backwards. I have to play in time with these three guys and Drew. Could fall into the pit, get set on fire. It's fucking crazy.
I think our DJ shit's pretty fun.
Thank you.
What we need to do is just create that cohesion between all the parts.
It was definitely moments where it was like, holy crap, is this gonna work? It was terrifying.
I never worried about Alex, I have to say. They always liked the radio and Z100. Eventually in school, he was in a band that they called the Hush Puppies, and he played the guitar. He started to DJ probably when he was 14. I went to get him some equipment. I was in Chicago, and I came back lugging huge boxes of turntables and speakers. He wrote this essay called The Dawn of a DJ, where he talks about his initial interest in DJing, the experience of giving pleasure and seeing people having fun. He was going to be an art dealer. That was what Alex was going to be. He did art history in college and business, and why he worked in the gallery. All the way along, the DJing was sort of percolating. And then all of a sudden, I remember one day he just said to me, "Mom, I've got to make a choice between one or the other, and I've decided to go with the music." And I'm like, okay.
Hey, Jeff, can I get my ears up, my voice up in my ears just a little bit? Yeah, I've been drunk 3 times this week. There's my voice.
If we go down, then we go down together.
I didn't really decide I wanted to start singing. We wrote songs basically with the intention of other people singing, and then Alex and I wanted to take a chance and do something more. But becoming a singer is like a very, very complicated thing to do.
Young, we were so young when we thought that we knew how to love.
Sorry, I had a lot of shit in my throat. If you can sing in the studio or sing at home, that's very different than singing on stage, especially in an arena. There's so much space in there, and you're trying to hear yourself through your monitors.
But it's hard when you're young.
But it's hard when you're young.
But it's hard when you're young.
That was better than when we ran it at the studio.
Great. A lot of this tour was like a big learning process for me.
Yeah, we both know I go too far, like when I wrecked your car. And almost fought your father when he pushed me in the yard.
Do you know any songs? Whoops. Big finish.
Drew was a kid who always needed action and wanted to go further and faster than any of us were ready for. But music was one of those things that he went to for everything. He went to it when he was happy or sad or frustrated. Drew had been making music in our house for a long time. He asked for a drum set when he was 5. He was a drummer for years and years and years. And that's the same thing with DJing. Drew had been making remixes or clips or edits or whatever they were called at the time. We could hear that he was really good at that.
So I'm gonna go through the steps and show you how I kind of make this stuff.
For his senior project, he learned this software, Ableton. And so he produced about 10 little tracks that he played at a public demonstration. He told me first he wanted to be an architect. But I was like, an architect? Because I could never see him working in any sort of 9-to-5 sort of job. And I asked him why he thought that, and he said because he could listen to music all day. pictured himself drawing all day, listening to music, and I thought, well, why? Maybe you should do something with music. Think about that. Is this a viable career option?
And what photo are you guys gonna use for Young?
The most embarrassing is probably this one.
Yeah, let's do that one.
We added a couple of planned humorous moments. We like to be self-deprecating and poke fun at stuff.
That was my favorite look for like 2 years. Yeah, that was my Poindexter phase. That's the winner. We're goofy guys, you know what I mean? So like the interstitial moments were kind of a way for us to just showcase like how Drew and I are, you know, with each other.
I probably first heard of Alex as a local DJ in New York, probably 2010. I just had an independent DJ management company that I was running out of my bedroom. Alex was DJing with another guy under the name of Chainsmokers. 3 weeks after I managed them, the other guy left the group.
I knew I wanted to continue on with this.
What he had built was a name of a DJ group that brought 50 people to nightclubs in New York City. We thought that that was actually something considerable and worth building upon. My intern at the time said, you know, I know this kid, he just graduated from Syracuse, he's actually a producer, and he has nothing going on. He's sitting in Maine, making beats on his computer.
He called me and said, have you heard of the Chainsmokers? And I was like, oh yeah, totally, I had never heard of them. And I was just like, well, I'm living at my mom's house in Maine right now. I remember I took the $14 bus from Boston to New York and went and met Alex.
Everyone loves to talk about the mandate that they went on the first time they ever met.
It was like, bro, like, you know how to produce. I have like tons of gigs and that make money.
He was super motivated about like really trying to do something bigger. And I was like, I'm in.
How was the dinner? And he was like, it's great. I love him. He's the best. We're doing this.
The next day we went full force in.
Within 2 weeks, Drew moved to New York City permanently. And that's how the Chainsmokers was formed.
Every day we'd spend all day in the studio just trying to make stuff.
Alex would teach Drew how to DJ because Drew didn't really know how to DJ. And Drew would teach Alex how to produce.
Once you're done with it, I think I can make it sound a little better.
They literally would just work on music all day long.
Eventually, we found our little niche by remixing indie artists.
Nobody else was remixing indie bands. Everyone was remixing other EDM or remixing pop music. And as soon as they sent me the first piece of music to hear, I knew it was real. They're not just messing around. Like, there's real talent here.
Wow, the show's already over 10,000 tickets. Looks like it's gonna be a proper sellout.
Chainsmokers, we're playing tonight.
Chainsmokers?
Yeah.
It's here, right?
Which way do we go?
Go to the right.
Woo! The end of the beginning. We haven't even played a show since the album's come out, so hopefully we get the response that we're looking for.
When you're running the entire show, where you've got stage effects going on, dry ice, flame, fireworks, everything happening, that's when you really see the errors. And I mean, we're just at that point now where the lights turn off when we're doing an interview. There we go, we're back. The last day is always the hardest day.
So I have a new It Won't Kill You edit I have to give him.
Oh, it comes out? Wait, why?
Because the pitching gets fucked up. If I just changed it, and can I give you this to you to get the line?
Let's suck it. Is it the best time to do it? Probably not.
Let's just try this. Fine.
If it's not critical, I would say let's do it 2 shows from now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It was like this process of like letting go and being like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? At this point, it's either gonna be amazing or it's not. They don't throw tomatoes and stuff anymore, right? I've been hit with things while we play. It just makes you sad. You don't have no idea who threw it. And all you do is think how everyone just saw you get hit with something. We've gotten hit in the face with many a glow stick. I got hit with a ham sandwich once.
Like 15 minutes.
Only one thing left to do.
Doesn't matter if it's the first show, the second show, the 5th show, or 127th show. Every time we gotta give this shit all we got.
I was definitely nervous, but I mean, Being nervous about my voice was one of many things I was worried about that night.
Guys, where are we? Miami. 1, 2, 3, rock that shit!
Remembering when the DJ booth was gonna come out at the stage and when the pods were gonna come up and when I was gonna step off and Tony was gonna do his solo, there was a lot of things on my mind.
It's down to the point where you're like, is this even good, what we're doing right now? But I can't do anything beyond this, but do what we have rehearsed for the last 2-3 weeks.
She wants to bake up every night. She wants to bake up every night. Don't wanna wait till she finally decides to feel it. She wants to bake up every night and then tries to throw me back to life. How can I help it if I like the way she makes me feel it? Feel it. How can I help it if I like the way she makes me feel it?
Sick, right? Holy shit. Everything finally came together. And honestly, after Miami, I was like, we got through this one, but there's still like 36 other chances for this to just fall apart.
You guys howdy?
Finally. Haven't been in the sun in 2 weeks.
This is exciting.
Remind myself what that feels like before I go on a bus for 2 months. The tour was definitely a big, big undertaking, and we knew it was gonna be a grind.
By the time tour started, we had Vegas flyout dates every weekend.
If you count in Vegas, it was 60 shows in 60 days.
Home. I mean, the numbers seem pretty unrealistically big, but like we've been touring nonstop for like 4 years. So at that moment, I was excited that we had all these awesome shows coming up. Nice and big. This is awesome. This is my home, guys. This is my bed. Can't believe we got this. This is so much better than the last tour.
This is Alex's bus, and Drew's is right next to it.
Do you know which one you're on?
The party bus. Anytime you're with Alex, you're on the party bus.
Are you done with your bags? Then close the bag. Your first tour over here? Jesus. You've been on a bus before, right? Okay.
Clancy was the first person that we hired as like an extended touring team. And as we've gotten bigger and bigger, he's gone through that whole phase with us, so he's like our core dude.
Close the bay and lock the door.
We're running this show, 5 nights a week, every night. We're coming in hot, but we've got a great team, and we've got a lot of people working really hard.
You love these guys, don't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna get all sappy now.
Let's go!
You were there for me, and I was there for you. Oh, when I let you
Hey, do the protein song.
It's the protein song, the protein song, the protein song. Yeah, we love all the protein song, the protein song, the protein. Oh, but I gotta eat the protein.
What's on the back of your jacket?
I don't actually know. What is it?
Oh, actually, whoa, this is pretty sick.
What is it?
An elephant.
Oh, sick.
Have you guys ever played Double Dutch? Warren, who's written a ton of songs with us, who we brought along to help us perform them. She sings a ton of them, and she's just a well-rounded, great human being.
Met a couple years ago because a song that I wrote called Until You Were Gone was pitched to them, and then they produced it and put it out.
We dated until you were gone, like over email, and then she was like, let's meet up and do a session, and the first day we met, we wrote down Don't Let Me Down. So we were like, okay, we're gonna keep writing songs together.
It's actually my first tour, so I'm like really being spoiled. I mean, I used to play in like clubs in New York in front of like 3 people. Like I had a band when I was in high school, and we did like a couple like college shows, but literally nothing like this.
Crashing, hit the wall. Right now, I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Standing, reaching out. I call your name, you're not around. I say your name, you're not around. I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in me. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me. So don't let me down.
Our drummer, Matt McGuire, absolute savage.
Found him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I started playing drums when I was 6 years old. First international tour was when I was 16.
Someone had tagged me in the video on my Facebook, and I watched it and I was like, this guy is incredible.
Alex reached out to me and was basically like, yo, we want to create this live show, bring you out to the United States. Being found on the internet is such a crazy concept when you think about it. To do live shows with artists that you really, really, really like, that made me so excited because I'm a huge fan of DJs and electronic music, but now I can't deny, of course, it's gonna be better. They got drums, live drums, what the fuck?
You can't help but like be up there and sort of be like, you give it your all, but you can't help but think like, hey, stay like a little bit. It's for Vegas then later.
So what am I leaving? What am I taking? Years? Rather than just take the ones that work. The Vegas residency is something that we've always wanted. We had this opportunity to do an arena tour, but it was all going on at the same time.
Where's your stuff? My glasses and sweatshirt were in the dressing room.
We'll go get that.
Clancy said he was gonna get that. Okay, whatever, I'll just check it out. What's up?
Are we leaving from here?
So what?
Are we leaving from here?
Yep.
Those dates were a reflection of us being nervous that we'd spent way too much money on our production and we're gonna lose money on this tour. When the tour started, we were like $3 million in the hole. That was like a shitty feeling. That you were like following your dream and who knows, the tour might flop.
Yo, Bob, we can't stop. Blow past these people. Honk at them, Bob, please.
Did you ring it?
Las Vegas, I'm coming for you! The receptionist is coming, baby!
She's back, baby.
When you actually become successful. It's like both frustrating and flattering at the same time. It has like bit us in the ass before. You have no idea. Selfie was
meant to be a joke.
The whole thing is really cheesy looking back on it.
I guess, yes, it could have almost ruined our career.
Oh, I didn't
See you there. I'm Alex Paul, the better half of the Chainsmokers, and I want to tell you a little bit more about what it's like to be in a DJ duo.
I f***ing hate Alex Paul. We were always thinking of clever ways to like market ourselves and get ourselves out there.
They were making funny videos and funny photos and funny jokes on social media.
All we cared about really was like getting likes on our Facebook page and getting like on Steve Aoki's Instagram. We never like made original music yet. We'd never recorded an original vocal. We just bought this mic though.
When Jason was at the table, I kept on saying.
I called up like 3 different girlfriends of mine. One of them said, sure, why not?
We were just trying to think of like lame things that people would say in the club.
That girl is such a fake model. She definitely bought all her Instagram followers.
We thought we were clever. We made it in like a couple of hours.
It was just boom. In my inbox was selfie.
But first, let me take a selfie.
We think it will perform great on Facebook.
Within 3 weeks, it was a massive viral sensation.
We didn't realize what a #1 record meant.
It was always meant to be a joke. It was never meant to be the Chainsmokers' first original song.
I can't even remember if there's a chord progression in Selfie, to be honest with you. It might be mostly percussive.
They wanted to make real music.
Let me take a selfie.
You know, at the time, we didn't even really know what a novelty record was.
That's what people thought we made. They thought we made shitty novelty music.
It was a blessing because we got a big record deal and it became a global phenomenon. And it was a curse because you don't put out a novelty song and then go on to a serious, long-lasting musical career.
Their last song was Selfie, like, no thank you.
We're gonna have to really do a lot of work to unbecome the Selfie guys.
I heard that song Selfie a few years ago, but I just loved this song, Roses, and that's when I thought, okay, these guys have really got something great.
Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is hard.
Roses, that song is not normal by any means. The structure is absolutely not normal. The sonics of the song were very unique. Now they're trying to be like credible and make music that's forward-thinking and different. And I love that.
Let's go!
That began the evolution of who they were going to become as songwriters, and it's still continuing.
Deep in my bones, I can feel you. Take me back to a time only we knew how to win.
When we came out with Roses, which we kind of consider the turning point in our career of us really finding the Chainsmokers sound, we put ourselves in a position that really allowed us to do what we wanted to do.
Up top, let me see you. 3, 2, 1!
What's a normal day for you?
Nothing's normal anymore. But I guess wake up, go to the gym.
We work out for an hour.
And then lunch. Taco Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Hey! Blah, 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 blah.
Voice lesson, piano lesson.
What are you doing?
Taping it up.
No, like what's going on?
Oh, I got my piano lesson. Then do some more work. Still emails. I'm signing about 300 of these per day for our fans. Then we have meet and greets for 2 hours. Thanks for being a fan. I like your glasses. What's up? It's a nice hoodie. Cool shirt. Fireball. Thank you. Thank you. You smell nice. Then we have sound check. Go down.
How do you feel?
I feel like I just crushed the sound check. It was sick.
And then radio interviews.
What's up, guys? This is the Chainsmokers, and you're listening to Illinois State's 93.1033. Your home for all the hottest Chainsmokers music and something that I forgot already.
Man, this is crazy, man. These guys don't get a break at all. He walked in there for 2 minutes to grab a shirt,
Next thing you know, it's 7 p.m. and they're like, where are you? Get the stage.
Thanks, guys.
Last night was great. And about it. Every night's gonna be better than the one before it.
Of course.
All right? Definitely. Let's go out there and crush it.
Yep. What are we saying?
Qualms.
And the whole day is like this pyramid that's just like building towards this pinnacle moment, and that's like the show starting, and that's so exciting always.
We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents, and I thought, if I could take this in a shot right now, I don't think that we could work this out on the terrace. Yeah, I don't know if it's fair, but I thought could I let you fall by yourself? Well, I'm wasted with someone else. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better. Let's show them we are better. You're staying in Paris to get away from your parents. You look so proud, standing there with a frown and a cigarette, posting pictures of yourself on the internet. We're breathing the air of this small town on our own, cutting class for the thrill of it, getting drunk on the past we were living in. If we go down, then we go down together. They'll say you could do anything. They'll say that I was clever. If we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything. Let's show them we are better. Let's show them we are better.
Touring's only fun for us if we get to work on music, and working on music's only fun if we get to perform it. So by the time tour started, it was like, holy crap, I cannot wait to start working on what's next. You know what I mean? We didn't know what that was yet, but what was so exciting was like, shit, Emily's on tour with us. Like, there's no one we'd love writing music more with than Emily. And we got this amazing kid, Tony, who's a piano prodigy.
So what did you used to do before you were on this tour? And he goes, I just play piano. I was like, well, how often did you play piano? And he goes, oh, like 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day.
I didn't really want to do classical music anymore, so when I started intensively doing, pop covers. When I first heard Roses, I just really loved the song. It was because of that song that I found out about them.
We found Tony on YouTube.
He'd found our email and sent us the video and was like, this is sick.
I just saw an email saying Chainsmokers, and then the subject was dope. I started screaming and I was like, holy shit, Chainsmokers emailed me. It was nuts. And then I told my parents, they were like, whoa, what the hell? I was just super grateful.
No, but it's gonna be amazing.
I was 2 semesters away from graduating, but then when they mentioned this tour, the thing I had to do was to drop out, because the best thing to do right now is to just fully dedicate my time to my career.
Alex and Drew and I are gonna write while we're on the road. Every single song we've gotten into write has come out, which is crazy. Wait, what's the angle on the verse? What do they say when they're questioning your maturity? Oh, that you're frat bros?
Urge is an artist. I mean, yeah, but the tone of the next record will be much more critical about how we are affected by each other. Alex and I want to point out in our songs that we're all going through this battle with self-identity and who we are, and the stuff you see on the internet. I mean, whether you realize it or not, you internalize that stuff. New York Times wrote, Drew Taggart is a capable singer, but he has few lyrical ideas. This year was the first year that we've really become famous, and was just a new experience for us. When you get more and more and more popular, you get more and more opinions. I think anyone doing anything has a very difficult time getting used to someone just talking shit about you.
Well, I just feel like it's everywhere. It's, you know, people are just lashing out against, you know, politicians and writers, actors, and athletes.
And then Coldplay, and we take lots of shots. Even Tom Brady, most NFL fans boo him, you know? It's just part of it, but it's not a part that anyone really thinks about until it happens.
This guy came, we did an interview with him, because I remember reading it in here and being like, oh my God, like, oh, I remember when we said this, but this is not at all how we said it. I don't feel like I know these guys that this dude's writing about.
This guy was like so angry at us in this article. He stole a moment in our career that was supposed to be incredible and amazing. When Closer became one of the biggest songs of all time. And he like just took that moment and just like threw shade all over it.
I think there was a very sobering realization from us that you really can't think that these guys are gonna understand you, but you kind of see like the things that trend, and oftentimes the things that trend aren't the best things because people want to read something that's sensational or juicy. So we've learned a lot of like hard lessons on definitely with the press and how to handle it and kind of separate your life from the character that everyone thinks you are.
I realize that's what happens with celebrities. You get written up sometimes, or often not so well. I think I wrote a letter to one of the reporters in the beginning because I felt they'd misunderstood, you know, Alex.
The thing about criticism is sometimes I agree with some of the stuff they said. Like, oh, I could have done that better. And that's the stuff that hurts a little bit more. Fuck, like, there's still a lot of things we gotta improve upon and get better at. Which one's this? Which one's this one? That idea, the facade of craft standing for actual craft, helps to explain why the Chainsmokers are so widely despised. Like, damn, dude, this guy's pissed.
The reason people are taking shots at the Chainsmokers is because they're so successful.
We're starting a band. Our music's like getting more aggressive, mature. It's like you get to a point where like there has to be this like grand conversation about you.
Just because you're successful, does that make you a punching bag? I don't understand why people think that's okay.
There are a lot of people saying that our music wasn't good enough, which is really weird when you're having the biggest song of the year, essentially. Meanwhile, where you're having all these positive experiences, you know, performing at shows and meeting fans every single day.
A lot of people say if you don't have any haters, you're not doing it right. And partially, I think that's true.
You kind of see it with like a lot of other artists where they like have this moment where everyone loves them and then it just gets so big.
If you have 1 million haters, then you have that much more people who love you and who adore you.
They recognize that they have accomplished what they've accomplished because of their fans.
We got letters from people all day saying, your music changed my life, it helped me through a breakup, I lost a parent, it helped me through that. Those are real things. So as long as those things are still happening, and I know I'm doing something okay.
I met you guys 2 years ago to the day.
Was it really 2 years ago today?
April 22nd, 2015.
That's awesome.
Recess tour, baby.
I met Alex and Drew. I was on this little bus tour called Recess. They played this song called Waterbed. And I was like, yo, what is that song? And they go, oh, it's this new song we're working on. I was like, that's you guys. And I was like, wow. And I was right then, I just knew that they had this like sound that was very different and very unique. And at the end of the week, he was like, yo, what's up? Hey, how you doing? At the end of the week, he was like, yo, would you want to come to Asia? And I'd love for you to come make a video.
Cheers. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Whose house is this? Our house.
No, it's your house.
My house and our house as well. It's all of our. Shit right. Let's go. Let's go, Tony. Give me a chest bump. Oh, my ears, bro. Come on.
Tony, get the foot. Come on. They're holding me up.
No, they're chest bump.
Tonight is the first time that we'll have a surprise guest coming out on tour. We got Florida Georgia Line. They're some of our favorite people in the world, and I can't wait to surprise everyone with this.
Running to the bright lights, most nights, now or never, always and forever, the last day alive, the last day alive. Cincinnati, make some noise for Florida Georgia Line. How we do it? Let's go!
Florida Georgia Line, I mean, those are just our dogs. They're like just fun-loving guys. They make great music. They're always just down to just rock out.
Bottled up in adolescence, bottled up, forbidden essence, twisted up in adolescence. Running to the bright lights, most nights, now or never, always and forever, the last day alive, the last day alive, never, no, never, no, never, the last day alive, Cincinnati, no, never, the last day alive. Promises in the air, drowning in love affair. The night is young and we are young. Come on, Cincy. Running to the bright lights, most nights, now or never, always and forever, the last day alive, the last day alive, never, now, never, now, never, the last day alive, never, now, never, come on, never, the last day alive.
They're just down-to-earth guys like us, you know what I mean? So I kind of like love when I see them because I feel like those guys are awesome.
Cincinnati, thank you so much. Please make some noise for Florida Georgia Line.
It's one thing, you know, recording with the boys, doing it in the studio, and it's another thing taking it on the road on their tour. Really, really comes alive. Spiritual, next level. It's the real deal. Very thankful.
I was never prom king, so this is my chance, redemption. Trying to think like what my prom was like. I had a girlfriend senior year. Junior year, I went with a senior. It was fun. Pimping. About to crash a fucking prom.
Some kids emailed us asking us to perform, and they were bummed out because their whole school wanted to come to the show. They couldn't.
And we are on our way there. We got like 15 minutes to pull this off. Let's see how it goes. We got a police escort over there.
What's his name?
Matthew Jensen.
Should we call him out? I think we call him out.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. All right, we're pulling up right now to Huntley High School's prom. Is it right through this door?
So just go.
You ready? Yeah. I think they're gonna stop the music.
All right. I'm actually kind of nervous right now. I'm gonna play in front of 14,000 people later.
Go ahead.
No. Yo, it's Matthew Jensen here. Yo, you Matthew Jensen? All right. What's up, everybody? My name's Drew. This is Alex. We play in a band called the Chainsmokers. And this kid emailed us a couple weeks ago and said that some of you guys were trying to come to a concert, but obviously you guys have prom, so we're gonna do a song for you guys.
That was great. That revived my spirits. Yeah. I was so tired.
just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue, but I'm okay. Kind of. Hey, you tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. 4 years, no car. Now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar. No, I can't stop. Alright. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can afford. Paint that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of that mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older.
These wraps are awesome. I wrapped them too tight and I didn't have feeling in my feet the entire show.
Coming in hard! Oh, God.
Where are we? San Antonio. Who's coming tonight? Chris Martin, the one and only. Collaborations are crazy. Everyone's on their own artistic journey. We've been Coldplay fans forever, and we reached out and said, was there any chance ever that they'd want to, do a song with us? One day, their manager just emailed, what are you guys doing tomorrow? Chris wants to get in the studio with the boys. Chris comes in, says, hello, guys. And we're like, holy shit, that's Chris Martin's voice. We're a little bit starstruck.
I get my attention drawn by a few things, lyrics and melodies and new textures that I haven't heard. Sometimes when I sit with other artists, I said, have you got any little bits of music that you don't know what to do with? And they had this one loop and a song just came through.
You guys want to stick around for one more?
Make your noise for her, Chris Martin! She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero. Some fairy tale bliss, just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this. San Antonio, let me see you drop! Something just like this. I want something just like this.
To say that DJs who make music aren't musicians is to assume that all instruments had finished being invented in the late 19th century. When the harpsichord was overtaken by the piano, no one said, oh, everyone who writes music on piano is an idiot. So in the same way, you get people like Drew, who they play the computer like an instrument. It's a genuine collaboration. That's what made it so fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Make some noise for Chris Martin, guys. Thank you, San Antonio.
10, 9, 8, 7, it's Al's birthday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, motherfucker!
It's getting older. You know, I'm supposed to be a pop guy. It's not a good thing when you get older in the pop world. Never felt like I'm in better shape in my life. Great space up here. That's where it all starts. Positive mind. Great friends, great family, great team, great fans, great music coming out. So life is good.
I just remember coming to New York City, not knowing anybody, and having Alex introduce me to everyone, like knowing that I had no money and like buy me lunch every day. We were just homies from day one. That kind of energy is the reason that we're all here and we're all having a good time, even though most of us just fucking met.
We are the best family. Like, you can't imagine a better moment than to having shots like this together with people at the end of the night.
Oh, me too, brother.
That was really fun. I think everyone had a great time that night. I mean, I can't tell you anything about it because I don't remember, but you can roll some clips.
I want to read the shirt.
So we had a little fight club.
Could only happen when the ratio is 50-1 boys to girls on a tour.
Whiskey and like a bunch of dudes. What else are you gonna do?
It's done. It's done. It's done. You're done. Just tap out. You're done.
Alex did break a rib.
What hurts you? My whole rib cage right here. I just remember waking up that morning. It hurt like a motherfucker. 9 on the pain scale. It just got worse and worse and never went away. It was like a dagger here and a dagger there. And I was like, this doesn't feel right.
You all right, man? You were like, I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you trying to get up on the Polaris thing. You're like...
It was so hard. I hurt like a motherfucker. Fight Club was intense. It's a stupid thing. Brad Pitt did it. It looked pretty cool when he did it. I didn't have to fight everyone. There's so much going on still. It wasn't just like we just wake up and the only thing we had to think about was the show, which I think is what most artists probably would do. But we were like, we gotta promote the album and award shows like Billboard.
The 2017 Billboard Music Awards take place May 21st, and the nominations are finally in. Drake and the Chainsmokers lead the way with 22 nominations.
I always am nervous about how it comes across on TV. And every time I get like super nervous, and then you have to like, it's weird because when you do your live show, you get a second to adjust, but there it's just like, boom, there it is, you're on TV. Go.
These guys are up for 22 Billboard Music Awards this year. I know. Let's hear it for one of the hottest and most talented acts in all of music today. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Chainsmokers!
So young when we thought that we knew how to love. We fought about anything, everything that did dysfunction.
It was important to us to like stick to that commitment, even though we're all really tired and stressed out. We don't want to miss out on opportunity, and I don't think we take for granted one bit where we are right now.
I'm calling you up, you tell me it's over. You say what you want, but it's hard when you're young.
just goes so fucking fast, man. Live performances are metaphors for life. Fly by in 1 second. You don't enjoy it. Should have had more dancers, though. I got a broken rib that Drew's like voice is like hanging on by a thread. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think he believed he could sing, you know, 25 shows in a row, the whole show. You know what I mean? And never having done something like this, it's really fucking insane, actually.
We're coming off of 5 in a row. Because what happens is when he gets tired, he gets depressed, he gets down on himself, he's got no confidence in his voice. And Drew had a concern after talking with his vocal coach, so we've arranged for a doctor to come in.
Oh my God, I'm so bad. So he took a picture of my vocal cords and just to figure out like what kind of shape I was in, making sure I could sing.
Yeah.
You okay?
Fuck that.
Sorry, I know.
I didn't know that was
say
about to happen
anything.
to me.
Sorry. I saw that happening. I'm like, oh no.
So yes, there's definitely inflammation in vocal cords.
Yeah. My vocal cords are inflamed because we played 5 shows this week. And I'm getting a little shot. Are you just taking it in my butt?
Yeah. Or the arm.
Right here, Drew, right here.
With the arm.
Way bolder, but you can shoot the same. You're just there to support it.
I hate needles.
You'll be fine. Take it. It's not that big.
You want me to hold your hand?
That was nice. Do you have soft hands? It's okay.
We're good.
And I realized yesterday we only have like 9 or 10 shows left. Which has been insane to think that like, we started, there was like 36. Flashback even further, you just looked at it as like 2.5 months of straight shows. It's really fucking insane, actually. Drew and I are like now entering the like danger zone of flying to London for 30 minutes and then flying to Vegas and flying to London and flying to Vegas and flying to Boston and flying back to Vegas. So we have like no days off at all now. So I'm just trying to get through this shit. My fucking rib is fucking killing me.
I think we definitely jumped in over our head. It's easy to say yes to something on paper, but when you actually have to go do it, it's a lot more stressful.
How's it going today? I'm good. How are you? I know. The show always like revived you, which was the great part. When it came to showtime, I was always like, I'm relying on this crowd.
It's 6 a.m. I'm so far away from you. I don't want to let you down. What am I supposed to do? It's been 3 weeks at least now since I've been gone. And I don't even like the road. I'm just on the radio. And I'm not gonna tell you that I'm over it. Cause I think about it every night, I'm not sober. And I know I keep these feelings to myself, like I don't need nobody else. But you're not the only one on my mind, if I'm being honest.
If you think about that whole week, we had a show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday was our biggest show on the tour. And immediately after that show, we had to fly to Vegas on the complete other side of the country.
Just got off stage, now it's time for Vegas. I got my wind pillow. We're doing this.
When does our flight leave tomorrow? 3:30. The morning after that, we had to fly to London. When we got to London, we had to take a smaller plane up to Hull and do this show for BBC.
How long is your set?
30 minutes, 30 precious minutes.
How many hours of travel are you doing for this 30-minute set?
30 something.
We have made it! The 30 minutes begins now. And that's the 30 minutes, everybody. We'll be back at Encore Beach Club tomorrow.
Time to get back on the flight, head back home.
And the next day we had to fly to Toronto. So we were basically, you know, across the world 4 times in 72 hours, which is a lot. Oh my God.
Another hard day.
Our future is grim.
Yeah, it really is.
We fucking grind, but we never show really how hard we've worked to like at least just get to where we are now. We just, you know, post about us like DJing in front of huge crowds and having fun with our friends, which we do a lot. But there is a really hard, dark side to all of this that you just don't see. Me, personally, I was depressed for the first time in my life during the most exciting part of our career, I'd say. The beginning of closer to the end of the tour. And I didn't really realize I was depressed until I wasn't. We were in a really kind of perplexing situation because to have like extreme success and extreme criticism at the same time is a very just peculiar thing. You know, when I started feeling better about all of the stuff is when we wrote Sick Boy. You know, it was a really tough thing to deal with for a while, but you know, once we learned how to channel that into our music, that cloud went away.
It's good to be back in the studio. Got a day off. We haven't been in the studio since we finished our album, which is like 4 months ago, which is crazy because fucking missed the studio. We're working on a new song called Sick Boy.
Everyone's kind of sick boy. Everyone has a sick boy, a part of their personality or their perception of self-identity that is really made up of the opinions of other people.
You're in such an interesting place. I always think about how people write their second albums and how crazy it must be. Because it's like, you had your whole life leading up to the first one.
No, but I didn't.
Well, yeah.
I had my whole life leading up to other songs.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's different because I think the first album, like, I learned so much from it, you know?
Yeah.
And one thing, the only regret I have about the first album is how rushed it was.
Yeah.
And that it's not, and I don't consider it done, you know? A lot of the songs I'm like, I could have made these better.
Yeah.
But I didn't have time to do it.
Right.
We saw this piano in the kitchen, and he was like, that's the piano we need for this song. So, they're telling me to move it into the studio.
And then he's taking on the boat.
I'm gonna try to take it home.
No, this is fun. I like the sound of this piano. You know, because like this thing has like that broken down kind of sound. This one just sounds too clean. Like it's in tune, but it's like rusty kind of sound. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be perfect for the song.
He goes from the main riff to that part. I don't know if the verse should really do that.
I mean, that's the money.
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah, right? I think it should just stay here.
Yeah.
I think as an artist, you should evolve. You should, you know, live. You can't be a slave of your fan base at any point in time. You may have fans that follow you for whatever you did, but if you change your opinion and what you like, you have to keep going. As long as they keep evolving and changing, I think that's what will keep them survive for a very long time.
He's a game changer. That's perfect.
It's not like just about us, it's about in general how we've all become this like sick boy character where, you know, the things we see online like deeply affect us, you know, whether they're real or not.
Yep. Yep. I wanted to make an entrance like where it just kind of grabs you right from the beginning. All right, you want to run it back?
They say that I am the sick boy. Easy to say when you don't take the risk, boy.
That was great.
That was really
And the
good.
rhythms were on. Let's just run another one right away.
And now I'm more happy than I've ever been, to be honest. Like, these past couple of months have been sick. I feel like we're in just a really good headspace. We know what we want to do creatively. We feel like we have a really awesome vision for the next part of Chainsmokers that we're both really excited about, and it's very different. We think anyone that thinks they've got us figured out is going to be very surprised, so.
When they're like routing this tour out for you, you kind of try to imagine it. You're like, start here, go there, go back here, go back there, and then finally we end in New York.
So any real New Yorker knows that the subway is the fastest way to get to anywhere in New York. So we took it to our show, the last show of the tour. Seems fitting.
I'm a New Yorker. I grew up there my whole life. The city's magic. All my friends are there. All my family's there. Our manager's there. Our label's there. Our agent's there. And you're like, well, I hope this tour is good, you know, because they're like the grand finale in your hometown. And you're like, I can't think of anything better if this is like a great tour. Or I can't think of anything worse if this is a bad tour, you know? But at least I know we'll be rehearsed by the time we get there.
Oh shit. Oh shit, here come the tennis moms. Uh-oh. These ones have been alerted too.
Last show. Dead.
How you feeling?
I'm good. Good. I'm tired and I'm sad that it's over, but it's done. I'm probably gonna cry tonight. It's bad. Just don't get that on camera.
I've been doing this a very long time, and I would have to say they're the truest, most honest people I've ever worked with. The crews love them. I've never seen a crew respond to artists like I have with this.
They're like the sweetest dudes. They're very inclusive. You know, it's been like such family vibes on this tour, which is fun.
This moment right here, this is a moment right here. This is not just any other moment. This is the moment before the moment. So.
Alex, do this, big cat.
It's a really sad moment right here. As the sun goes down, so comes the end of this amazing adventure.
The luckiest thing that's ever happened to me was meeting Alex. And we've been there for each other through a lot of really tough hurdles and people doubting us and not believing in us. I don't think this would have worked with other people.
I mean, Drew and I are like so committed to this, and like this tour taught us so much about like ourselves and the business and the way the world works and all these different things that I'm so grateful to have happened.
Where my real Chainsmoker fans at? Make some noise.
A lot of this tour was like a big learning process for me and how to sing and how to show up, and it finally clicked towards the end of the tour.
Young. We were so young when we thought that we knew how to love. We fought about anything, everything that did dysfunction.
I think it was good for us. I mean, I think that's like how we perform, that's how we get better. I think if we had done something safer, we wouldn't have such a strong direction of where we want to go in the future, both with our music and our performance.
Like when I left your car and almost fought your father when he pushed me in the yard. And all those nights we snuck out, had to meet up at the park. Don't worry, my love, we're learning to love, but it's hard when you're young.
like a story about the Chainsmokers. In the total sense of the word, not just about Drew and I.
It's just been like an unbelievable ride on tour with the Chainsmokers. I could not be happier.
It's like everyone on this tour is amazing. Enjoyed every second of it.
I'm just like really grateful I met so many awesome people, you know. Really the best 3 months of my life.
They didn't get lucky, didn't have anything handed to them. They put in the work because they loved doing it.
I couldn't be more happy for these guys and their success. I'm just happy to be a part of the ride.
But it's hard when you're young, and I'm calling you up. You tell me it's over, you say what you want, but it's hard when you're young. I'm calling you up, you tell me it's over, you say what you want, but it's hard when you're young. Yeah, it's hard when you're young. Yeah, it's hard when you're young. And I'm calling you up, you tell me it's over, you say what you want, but it's hard when you're young. I'm calling you up, you tell me it's over, you say what you want, but it's hard when you're young. Yeah, it's hard when you're young. Yeah, it's hard when you're young. New York, get your hands up like this. Yeah, it's hard when you're young. Yeah, it's hard when you're young.
I feel so good about that. That was how this tour was supposed to end.
Amazing, bro! That was a killer show. Woo! That's it.
This is the beginning of a long relationship with us. That was a sick ending.
Oh my God, it was epic. Oh my God, it was the best night of my life.
We hit a fucking home run, smacked that shit out of the park. Sammy Sosa, baby.
Dude, Miami feels like ages ago. Wow. The most important thing I learned on this tour is what the next step of the Chainsmokers has to be.
Fuck. I'm sad now. Now I'm sad. Wow. Wow.
You know, what I'm most happy with that I've gained from all of this is just, you know, I've grown up. I like know who I am and what I want to do in life. If I can hold on to that, I'd feel a little bit better.
This whole thing is about, for me and Drew, is about self-discovery and like evolution. And so for us, pivoting is like survival. It's like the only way this whole thing works for us is if we continue to change and push ourselves.
They say that I am the sick boy, easy to say when you don't take the risk, boy. And I'm from the east side of America. We desensitized by hysteria. We can pick sides, but this is us, this is us, this is
Now the next part is it's not your typical documentary. We're giving you candid access to what happens off hours. Yeah, something like that.
Sounds like a typical documentary.
Yeah, I know.
You ever see a bear in its natural habitat?
Flies open.
Whoops to daisies. So gross.
Behind the scenes.
Traps.
It's really exciting. People are trying to get backstage.
Got him, baby!
First try.
So, Jason, tell me, as a documentary artist, what's it like sometimes? Amazing.
They call it a documentarist.
A documentarist.
Shaq, I got a problem here. I've got a camera crew member that won't leave me the fuck alone.
You guys probably ruined it, buddy, because you're on the wrong side. Pretty good, right?
take this goddamn coat off and get weird with us.
Oh yeah, get it, baby, get it. Don't put that in. All right, that's the intro.
Hey, I was doing just fine before I met you. Drink too much and that's an issue. Okay.